It was good. First time for me up there to see it in person. Very special. Obviously to not only see the 8 that went in, but all the other guys that are there. All the other Hall of Famers, and it's a special deal, and really meant a lot to me because I love the history of the game. And kind of how people kind of come up through this league, and I thought all the speeches and presentations were well done, and Tony's was exceptional. It was good to see him and obviously his family, and yeah, it's a good day.
Could you feel the importance it had on the city of Jacksonville just with all those fans being in there?
Oh my gosh, 100%. There's a ton of fans there. Organizationally, we had a lot of people there. Obviously, the media was there, and really felt the impact of, I think the love the city has for this team, for this organization over the years. And, yeah, definitely felt yesterday.
Doug, now you had a little bit more time to evaluate Thursday night. Do you feel in any way better about what you saw than right after the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's never as good as you think. It's never as bad as you think. There were some good individual efforts, out there during the game. I think there's a lot of things we got to clean up, and it just comes down to fundamentals and details. We spent the first 2 weeks of camp really installing offense and defense, and so there was a lot of, I think from a mental standpoint, there was a lot of things that we kind of threw at these guys, and now that we're kind of into the meat and potatoes of training camp, things begin to slow down from an installation standpoint, and we can go back and really fine tune and detail some of the assignments, some of the details that we and some of the mistakes we made in the game, and build towards this next one.
But there was the one thing, are you encouraged by the fact there was only one free-snap penalty on offense? That was late, and there were no panicky timeouts because somebody didn't get in or lined up or substitution issue.
Right.
And none of that.
Yeah, that part,
that
that game management stuff, I thought went smoothly. It might have looked smooth, but I know on the sideline there's some chaos because there's a lot of bodies that we're trying to get in, especially in the second half. But I was pleased with the pre-snap. The pre-snap stuff. There probably could have been a couple more, but overall, the guys really took that part of it to heart, and we'll be better for it again this week.
What do you want to see from your veteran players at this point in camp? You kind of expect from them, because they're not going to get a lot of reps through preseason. So for camp and practice, what do you want to see from them?
Well, you just got to see constant improvement. Excuse me, constant improvement. Every day, every week. As I said, the installations, as far as putting in the information, is tapering off now, so we can continue to go back and fine tune assignments, alignments, the details of routes, run game, the fits for the offensive line, things like that, and that's what you got to see, and that's where the the constant improvement needs to start showing up here in these next several weeks before the regular season.
What have you seen so far from some of the young receivers like Tim Jones, Jeff Cotton?
I think they've done well in these first couple of weeks of camp. They've put themselves in a position to compete and make it hard on us as a staff at the end of camp to find the 5 or 6 or 7 guys, whatever it might be. And but yeah, they've done really well. They've haven't made a ton of mental errors out here. They carried over into the game just a little bit, but there are some things we can still clean up, and that's one thing I like about both those guys is they really pay attention to that and take the coaching and then come out here and fix it.
And now there's been a couple guys you guys have been able to pick up from the USFL, some of the other leagues. How much of an advantage has it been having more leagues and giving more players opportunities to put reps on tape?
I was one of those guys, back when I played. I played in the World League, 2 different times, and it just benefits. The more snaps you can get against good competition, the better you are as a player. And every team is looking, every team is watching, and you get an opportunity to come to an NFL camp and showcase. And very, very beneficial that we can start having some of these spring leagues pop up and really kind of be I don't want to say a feeder, but at least an opportunity for these young guys to play.
Do you have an update on Jawan Taylor, Devin Lloyd?
Yeah, Devin Lloyd's still going to be day to day. We're still going to monitor his progress. He's doing well though. JT, you're going to see in some more individual work today in practice. And Jamal, let's see, Jamal, who are the other two? CJ Beathard and JT. Oh, and Foley. Yeah. Foley's going to be more individual, but CJ and Agnew should be able to get some team reps today on a limited basis.
And then what did you see out of Walker Little? He got to play the entire first half.
I thought he played well. You know, he settled in right away. You know, his run blocking, pass protection. You know, I thought he was focused and dialed in. You know, and really had a good first half, and really good to see. You know, because you know he's in that sort of that battle with JT over there at the right side, and he did everything he could to put his best foot forward. You know, the other night did a nice job.
The broadcast the other night said that you and Josh McDaniels had a phone call talking about how you're going to approach game one. Or do you do that? Was that just because it was game one, or are you going to do that with every preseason game?
Not necessarily every game, but you know, Josh and I just spoke to just kind of lay out a couple of ground rules. You know, going into this first one, because we knew we were playing both sides. We're going to play a lot of guys, and we wanted to keep it as kind of vanilla and simple as possible, so the guys can just go play and execute and really get on tape and then make the necessary corrections. But I mean, it's common that coaches in preseason will talk like that, and you know, I can't say moving forward that I'll do that, but it is common.
Was it more about preseason game number one, or was it more about you also play in the regular season?
No, it was more about preseason one. Yeah.
Trayvon Walker got his first game action. Just what was it like seeing him on the field for that first time since January?
Yeah, you know, I mean, gosh, he did some nice things. Unfortunate, you know, first play got the penalty, but after further review, right? But no, I thought he played well, played hard. You know, could probably work on his get off a little bit more, but you know, overall played well, settled in, not too big for him, and everything you expected out of your first pick. All right, thanks, guys.